17th chapter in the book of Psalms, where David petitioned his cause, basically, in his case with God, and basically he was just going over. He was in the middle of a persecution, and in it he goes on and not necessarily questions God, but he was just more or less just asking God, that if there's anything that I've done, action-wise, if there's anything that I've spoken, if there's anything that I've done, knowingly or unknowingly, that warrants the persecution that he was receiving. This is in my spirit, and I pray for a hearing and to take an end of this particular message. And so, again, the 17th chapter of the book of Psalms, where David was petitioning his cause with God. He was just more or less, he was just going through trials and tribulations, and he couldn't quite put his finger on why he was going through those changes, why he was going through the situations that he was going against, and everybody was going against him, and people wanted it was off of blood. So I want to put it in today's terms, because the same thing is still relevant even today. And as he was going through those trials and those tribulations, then in prayer he was just asking God that if I done anything to wrong anybody, if I said anything to offend anybody, I can't think of it off the top of my head or consciously, but if I have, then they have every right to judge me based upon that wrongdoing that I've done. But if not, and he asked God to search me, just look through all of those files, and at any point and at any time I've done anything to wrong them, forgive me. But not only forgive me, he went so far as to say, judge me on that. But if I have not, and it goes on to say in that chapter that he didn't, and it's the same thing today, that people's gonna come against you. People are going to dislike you. Not everyone's gonna like you, and they don't. Sometimes they may not even know or have the awareness or understanding of why they don't like you. You see, and so the key, like I was having a conversation with someone earlier, the key, even in those times, is that we still must continue to walk on in our faith and walk in on the promise of what it is that we're supposed to be doing right now in this moment. I know for myself, creating simple love. I know for myself, working towards landing the footwork, the stepping stone for my online business, my passion, my dream. And so in that, we have to pause. I'm going to put a pause with that, because sometimes those trials and those things that we view, perception, as something bad, is actually, as it went on to prove in chapter 16, could also be your blessing, could also be the stepping stone or roadmap to everything that you've been asking God for. And so it goes on to say that not only was David blessed and was found faultless, the same way with everything that you're going through, to be found faultless. And whatever the case may be, but it is going to continue to lead you towards your path. It may seem as though your world is coming to an end, or everything's falling apart, but just know that actually it's coming together. What is removed will be replaced. You see, and that's just simply how it works. That's simply how it works. And so I say right now, through my prayer, that if there's anything that I've done, then not only forgive me, but let me know, so that I'm not walking around here blind. What covers my eyes, but yet my eyes continue to look to the help giver, the way maker. And so as I look back at all the other times in the ending of all of the other chapters, that it's not about what it appears, it's about what it is. And so just because it may appear to be one thing, just know that God's hand of mercy is always with us. When you're anointed, when you're called to not fit in, to not be a part, when you're outside of that box and you have a higher calling and a higher purpose, which we all do. The difference is that some of us adhere to it and others choose to, for the fear of what others think, for the fear of what others will say, for fear that blocks us, stay stagnant or stay complacent. But for those of us who is walking in faith and doing what it is that we've been called to do and living our purpose, you're going to have those moments where people are going to come against you. You're going to have those moments when things are not quite clear for us to move, but yet the Spirit is moving us. You're going to have those times when it's going to be scary. You're going to have those times when fear creeps in, but just know this, that fear and faith cannot reside in the same place. And so in those moments, we must allow our faith to lead us, even through those dark valleys, like Psalms 23. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because I know I'm comforted, or I find comfort in knowing that the Almighty Father walks with us even yet. I know someone who can speak to the hearts of man. I know someone who can do all things, and so do you. So if you're watching this video, just know that. Fret not, O ye of little faith, because it all works out. Stay vigilant, stay consistent, and keep doing what you've been called to do, because it all works out. Till next time.